Hello everyone, welcome back. We have another ranked game to cast. Really interesting matchup, another one between Goths and Mayans, this time on Arabia. This is also between SS and one of the ranked players. The ranked player, I will just call him Mond, as his name is really long, so that it's easier for me to do the casting and not spend too much energy on pronouncing his name. So what we have here is an Arabia game, and Mond is playing in blue, SS is playing in orange. Let's get right into it, see how this plays out. For me, Mayans is a very strong civ, I think stronger than Goths on Arabia. Again, another top tier civ for the early economy bonuses. So let's see. Just gonna fast forward a bit to get going here. Let's quickly look at the map here for both players. SS has a forward gold again. Neutral gold is also sort of in the front. There is a back gold here of 4 tile gold and stone. Berries are pretty safe. It's somewhat wallable, but pretty open in the front. So there's no protection really on the front. There's a hill here which can range this neutral gold. Let's look at Mond. On the other hand, a back gold, a back stones, side berries, safe. Can wall over here, can wall here between the tree lines. In the front can make the military buildings and wall. So hey, it's a very good map for Mond. Let's be honest here. This is very valuable. And he's playing Mayans. So Mayans have this eco bonus where I believe each resource lasts longer for them. I think 15% or something like that, but they get more food out of the cows, more food out of the boar, I believe, more wood out of one of the trees. So all the resources last longer for them. For Goths player, it's a tough matchup because Mayans have very good archers, and archers take out the Goths infantry. However, Goths have the Huskrals, which can counter the Mayans. In fact, now that I think about it, I think Goths is a good counter to Mayans as well. Yeah, economy-wise, Mayans are ahead, way ahead. But I think military composition, Goths can probably counter them very well, because Mayans have the infantry, which is not per se more in strength than Goths. Goths have cheaper infantry, which can counter the eagles, and they have Huskrul, which can counter the archers. And mobility-wise as well, I would say. Even though the eagles have the mobility, here's a bit of a scout war. SS loses 20 HP on his scout, and the scout loses about 15 HP. The scout, Eagle Scout rather, Eagle Scout is stronger, has 50 HP compared to the scout, which is 45 HP. So SS maybe should not take this fight here. He's looking for the Mayan Eagle Scout. He didn't find him. Five on wood here for SS. A lot more on wood here. So what is the play here? He's probably looking to go. Where are these villagers going? Oh wow, he's really going for a lumber camp in the back, and it happens to be that the scout warrior, the Eagle Scout, was scouting that area. He didn't see that lumber camp though, so that was okay for SS. Yeah, I guess he has no choice. He has no other wood line to take, so he has to go for the back wood line, and maybe he can easily wall it too to be safe. So not a bad choice. Let's look at Mond here a bit. Already started walling up this side a bit. And this side, like I said, military buildings in the front a bit, and then he can wall up to this tree line, and then this tree line, and this whole area is secured for him. Back gold, safe gold, no issues there. Back berries, a lot of people on berries, a lot of villagers, 6 of them. So what kind of build is he going for? I can't even tell. Probably an archer build. Yeah, he has 6 on wood. Yeah, it's probably an archer build. Looks like that. With a drush. Okay. So a drush into archers maybe. That's what it looks like. For SS, I would say again, fast castle into Huskrulls maybe. Market coming up for SS, both SS and Feudal Age already. Wow. And the Mayan player is going to Feudal now. SS has better idle eco time than Mayans. Idle TC time exactly the same. So Mont is in Feudal Age now. Wall's coming up. This wall is so ridiculous. He should have gone right here. But I guess he didn't scout that because his scout was too busy scouting the opponent. And he didn't scout his own map. So that's a long wall, and as a scout can harass that. He can harass that will.
Tabish.
So the Eagle Scout is still around here, trying to see what's happening. SS is walling up on this side. And I guess he's gonna wall up on this side.
Hey, yeah.
And then probably run a wall to this tree line. So that way he's safe in all directions. But that gold is forward. Here comes the drush, or the men-at-arms rush from one will down for SS.
Ashike.
SS house walls quickly here, as he knows that he could get threatened here. But I don't think the Mayan player knows. I don't think Mon knows that SS woodline is here. SS has to protect his woodline. Barrack coming up. I think he needs his own 2 barracks coming up. So I guess the play here for SS is what, a Feudal Age rush and all in Feudal Age, maybe. But Mond is pretty walled up here. Range coming up. That's it. 2 ranges coming up for Mond, like I predicted. He was 6 on wood, so that was an indication to me that 6 on wood in Dark Age means he's going for a drush into archers build. And he's pretty close. He's getting pretty close to the Castle Age resources. SS is a bit behind here right now. He doesn't have enough, but SS could go for a Feudal Age rush here and just not let Mond... like, as soon as Mond clicks up to Castle Age, if SS has a mass here of Feudal Age men-at-arms, he could probably take out his entire base. He could probably just wreck his eco completely. Like I said, this is all about timing, and the better your timing, the better it is to win. SS building a tower on his gold, which is a good move. So Mon got a couple wills, actually 1 will so far with his rush, which is not a bad achievement, but now he's losing his men-at-arms. He lost 2 men-at-arms. He's looking to harass SS, but he's not going to find much because his house walled and his gold is towered. 5 wills moving out for SS, and they're going for the stone here. Well, yeah, obviously, I mean, he's being harassed on this side, so he decided not to go for that stone. Mind you, there is only an eagle and men-at-arms. Now the archers come up. So that's a feudal age archer push. I heard a villager die. Where? Oh, SS took out a villager. He took out a villager. Somewhere over here. Okay, so he got the will kill, you know, as a counter, but now the archers are coming in. SS has to go up into castle age quick, which he already clicked up. Once he's in, he needs enough stone to build a castle, and that's why he's here collecting this stone. While Mond is just harassing with the archers at this point. I think this tower maybe a bit on the side would be better, because he could garrison his villagers in it to make it stronger when this tower fires. Right now it'll be tough for SS to put his villagers in that tower. So maybe this tower could come behind the gold, maybe, so his villagers can garrison inside, and you know, I think it'll be a better option. When things are happening so quickly, you just need to make a decision and move on with it. SS will lose this farm while he collects the stone. He can't farm these at the moment, so he might go hunt deer, I guess. Yeah, he could do that. Instead, he is moving to, I believe this.
Yeah.
I think he's moving to the stone. Yeah, he's moving to the stone pretty heavily. He will need a castle ASAP for Huskrulls. But the food eco has to be there. And right now he has a lot of wood floating, which he can convert into food, but the archers won't let him at this point. So this wood line will be exposed. As SS sees that, moves his villagers out and goes for another wood line, I guess. He'll have to find another wood line. I mean, he has the wood income and he has a lot of wood, so maybe he could just use these for hunting some of this deer and keep up with his food eco. Loses another villager. Lost 2 villagers, 3 villagers now total. Oh, these villagers are caught in a bad spot. Turns back, loses 1, loses 2. This is all happening in feudal age. 7 villagers lost. 8 villagers lost. 9 villagers lost. Wow. They will 14 to 49. Sorry, 30 to 49. Sorry about that. 14 idle villagers. There comes the castle. And all SS needs is a bunch of Huskrulls in his castle age time now. And he has a decent amount of food to do that. He has a decent amount of gold to do that. Whereas our friend here is floating a lot of wood. Mond is floating a lot of wood. Alright. So Anarchy coming in. So that means SS can make Huskrulls out of his 4 barracks here. And maybe he shouldn't have gone for Anarchy, I don't know. It's hard to tell, but maybe he does need to. I mean, these archers will be cleaned up by like 5 Huskrulls, I think, or 6 maybe. So constant pressure from Mond. Another 2 ranges coming up. So Mond doesn't know where this is all happening. In his mind, he has SS in all kinds of trouble, and he has to an extent. But since he was using his scout here, which is idle, He didn't see where SS was collecting his stone. SS collected his stone. Now he put all his wood into his food eco. As Mont goes up, Huskarls come out, start cleaning up feudal age archers. They're all done. I totally missed it. But like I said, 4 and 3, 7 Huskarls cleaned up all that army of archers. So all the investment from from Mond is gone, and he has no idea where these Huskarls came from because he was under the impression that he had SS in a grind here, in a hole here. And SS just moved out, made some farms, made a castle, collected some stone, and countered the archers with his Huskarls very easily. Crossbow attack came in, which is going to be useless. As the Huskarls are quicker, they will catch up to the archers, and they'll just take them out. So, this counterattack, I personally feel that Mond is dead already. I think he's just dead because he can't make a switch quick enough to counter the Huskarls into longswords, maybe. And look at the score, pretty even after losing 9 villagers. Very, very fun games to watch. Incredible. And he keeps on making ranges. For God's sakes, man. He has Huskarls out. What are you gonna do with ranges? Why are you making ranges? You can't counter Huskarls with crossbows. You can't counter Huskarls with arbalest even. These are Castle Age Huskarls. You can't counter them with any kind of range unit, other than maybe siege. What Mod really needs, and he's searching skirms. This guy's lost. Look at these 7 Huskarls, what they have done. Now down to 6. They have not only cleaned up the archers here, they have really just wrecked the eco of Mond to a point where he's making skirms. It's just, you know, unreal. So the problem that Mond has now is that he was so high on gold and wood that he can't really switch into longswords anymore, and he's just losing villagers left and right with these Huskarls. Yeah. Even though you have a better eco, but you can't counter. And he's going heavy on gold. He should be making more farms. He should be switching into men-at-arms. Even then, I think it's too late because the Huskarls will just be quicker. So, I mean, eventually you'll kill these 4 Huskarls, but excuse me, the damage they have done, it's pretty big. Here comes the longswordsman now. The cheaper, weaker longswordsmen of Goths. Watch this TC go down. Watch this TC melt. Or maybe not. You know what? No. I think because of the archers, I think SS is just gonna throw away those men-at-arms and we're gonna come up with another batch while he sets up his food eco. More Huskarls coming in. I think he should have just stayed with the Huskarls. He didn't need to make men-at-arms because he can see that there are archers here. I think you just make Huskarls. That's all you need to make. You don't need to make men-at-arms. Men-at-arms will just die to the crossbows, and here 4 Huskarls will just kill all the crossbows. Castle on the hill for for Mond. Not really doing anything with that castle other than just occupying a hill, which is great, but it's not really ranging anything other than the wood line. SS, on the other hand, has a castle here and a bunch of farm eco, which is totally unknown to Mond. So Mond right now making spears, and maybe it was a misclick. I think it was a misclick. He didn't mean to make a spear. He could definitely delete this palisade wall here to make it easier for his wills to gather that gold. Here comes another batch of huskrils. So what we're gonna see here is another slaughter of Mond's villagers. As Mond walks away with his archers, probably waiting for ballistics.
Tabish.
Yeah, I guess he has ballistics now. He can micro as much as he wants, but these huskrils are quick. They will catch up to you. Or they will just walk away and kill some more villagers. Has pulled away his huskrils to kill a house while they die, but he should just attack the crossbows, I think. Split from SS. Nice splits to save some of his huskrils from dying from the crossbow fire. And he's just gonna walk around his town, try to find kills. Another villager goes down. So constant harassment from SS on Mond while he tries to build a semi-decent eco. These lumber camps are just hopeless, but that doesn't matter right now. He has a bunch of huskrils in Mond's town, and Mond is trying his best to keep them up at bay, which is hard to do with that high pierce armor. Let's look at that pierce armor. If I could select one of them. There we go. 6+2 pierce armor for huskrils.
Shot it.
The crossbow has an attack of 7, so his arrow doesn't even do 1 damage, right? Or 1 damage. It does 1 damage with the 7 attack, and 8. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do a single damage. He has to fire 2 arrows to do a damage. Thumbring comes in, so he can fire more arrows. But these 4 huskrils can take out so many crossbows. That's just ridiculous. Just look at them walk up. You can't micro enough to kill the huskrils with your crossbows. They're all dead. Another batch of huskrils comes in and just wrecks the TC. That's it, he's done. The Mind Player, like I said, he was done when the huskrils came out. He continued with the crossbows. That was stupid. I guess SS did make those long swords because he was expecting the Mind Player to switch into men-at-arms, and he didn't want to lose huskrils to them. But this castle will be denied. A desperate attempt from the Mind Player to counter the huskrils, but Mayans simply die to Goths, I think. Mayans simply die to Goths unless you do a very fast castle into long swords. Maybe in that case you win. SS just walking around and killing villagers. Mond is dead. His will count is 33, 32 and dying. GG is called. What a game. What a game. Very, very well played by SS. He took the early pressure. He saved his wills. The move to move out and build that castle was huge. That was the game-winning move. The fact that Mond was not scouting with his scout and sitting here to do a rush cost him the game. And the reason for that is very simple. If he could have seen that Assus was collecting stone here, he could have pointed his archers all in this direction. Assus didn't have stone to build a castle, he wouldn't have been able to make it to Huskarls. Assus had to make it to Huskarls in order to win this game. Otherwise, archers will just eat up anything else that Goths has. And that's exactly what was needed. Assus left this stone, he didn't go on this stone, he didn't go on this stone, he went and got this stone. And Mond would be kicking himself for that because he played a very good feudal age. He came up with a lot of archers. He harassed a lot on Assus's base, killed a lot of villagers, 9 villager kills. Early on in that stage was just huge. And only if he scouted this area with his Eagle Scout, I think the game would be different. But that's what happens when you overinvest into a Drush. I mean, his scout sat there for such a long time, didn't do anything. Gave the chance to SS to switch into Huskarls, which was great. And that was the right move. When you see so many villagers in Dark Age on wood, you can tell that he's coming up with the ranges, and that's all SS needed to see. He wanted to see what he will be coming up with. Men-at-Arms was the initial play, but that was only 3 men-at-Arms with no upgrades. And Assus saw that, and he didn't go for men-at-Arms. I still think that the men-at-arm batch that Assus sent was a mistake, I think, because there was no evidence that Mayan player will switch into long swords or men-at-arms at that point. There was no barrack upgrade. There's only 1 barrack. So if Assus kept on going with the Huskarls, I think he would have finished this game maybe another 5 minutes earlier. Nevertheless, it was amazing. How to take pressure, how to absorb pressure. This is how you do it. You move out and get that castle up and switch into Huskarls or long swords, whatever you need. So it's all about reading the player's minds and reading what the other player is going to do. As a Mayan player, you can assume that he will go into archers, but he could also go into eagles. He could also go into long swords, and long swords is highly unlikely actually. But look at the resources that Mond had. He was almost imp, and he had a lot of food, a lot of gold. But he didn't spend his resources. Castle Age, one of the pro players playing once, he said that his name is Hera. He said, in Castle Age is all about spending your resources. Get the technologies, spend your resources in military, create pressure on the opponent, and build eco. So either you keep on building, villagers, or you keep on spending military, or you get the tax from blacksmith and from the economical upgrades. So Castle Age is all about spending resources, and here you can see SS spent his resources. He spent his food, he spent his gold, and look at the resources for Mond. Very high. He didn't spend. He didn't make the right comp. He should have switched immediately into men-at-arms to counter the Huskarls. If he did that, I think SS would be delayed a bit. I don't think he will lose still, but he will be delayed a bit, because SS will have to also tack into long swords to counter that. Huskarls will probably die to long swords, so he'll have to tack into long swords. And but insane pressure from Mond and very well defended by SS. Just a couple things that I noted, that I pointed out. Of course, SS is a very good player, but still there's things that you can always improve on. I think this tower was maybe behind, so he can garrison his villagers and not lose the 9 villagers. It will make a huge difference. And other than that, I think that batch of men-at-arms or long swords that he sent should not have been sent. It should have been just the Huskarls. And in terms of Mond's play, you did the Drush, you killed at least a will or 2. You took SS off of his food income. Now was the time to move out and take map control. But Mond did not do that. He stayed here. He kept on going around while clearly he had gained an advantage. His scout was still sitting here where he should have been scouting. He didn't scout the map. He didn't see where SS was collecting his gold. His stone, and he got wrecked because of that. He got wrecked because of this castle here, that stone and that castle. And why? How did SS know about it? Because he scouted. That was the difference. SS scouted the area. He scouted the map, and Mon did not. Mon just kept his scout here. So that's what makes a difference. Sometimes scouting wins you games, and that's why it's very important to scout the map, look for the extra resources that where they are, and capture them or take advantage of them in this kind of situation. So that was one of the factors for Mond, that he didn't do that. And second, I think the main mistake, after you see that the Huskarls started coming out, as a Mayans player, crossbows was a bad move. You're playing against Goths. They can easily tech into Huskarls. And you didn't know. Well, I can't really say because Mond didn't see that castle, so he didn't know. He was probably not expecting it. So he stuck with the crossbows because he could counter the long swords against the crossbows. So I can't really blame him on that. I could blame him on scouting though, because he could have scouted that area and known about it. But since he didn't know about it, crossbows did make sense since they can counter the long swords or the regular infantry that Huskarls have. Goths have. Again, the game is all about decision making, and the decision to move out and collect stone from here was amazing. The split here was also amazing. I've never seen that before. Um, it was, it avoided a lot of arrow fire and saved those Huskarls to go on and kill more villagers. So that was amazing as well. Fun game. Um, Mines is a strong save. They have the eco bonuses to go up quicker than Goths, and um, but they have to. I don't think they have a very good composition against Goths in early castle. I think early castle Goths can take out Mines easily. Mines could go for the longswords with the archers behind. Yeah, they could probably go for that to counter the Goths. But that's 2 gold units, very expensive. So you need a very good economy, which Mines have, but you need to be excellent at executing it. Nevertheless, fun game. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and good luck to SS. Amazing games.